with everybody. O wondrous beast Aneira, proud descendant of the white-winged clan, you alone were my irreplaceable companion, with it anger you to hear me call us two of a kind. Were we not, in fact, a perfect combination, you and I, bound together by a single thread, a gossamer thread we know as loneliness? Aneira, I owe my life to you. Not, of course, that you saved my life in the ordinary sense of the word. Mine is not a life that can be lost under any circumstance. It is irrevocable burden. I will not die, I cannot die, and therefore my life was not for you to save. O Aneira, what you saved, I now see, was not my life but my heart. Back then, long centuries ago, I was a pirate, the only woman pirate on the open sea. Set Balmore, that name was known to all who plied the sea. Some spoke my name in fear and trembling, while the other voiced it with deepest admiration. Some even called me Action's Buccaneer, nor was it far wrong, I would say. The pirate ship commanded rules that never clear and strict. We targeted only one kind of vessel, to supply passenger ship they were boarded for pleasure cruises. We will put a bit of a scare into the passenger, of course, maybe wrap them up a little, but killing was strictly forbidden, or we did squeeze a few drops of treasure out of the purse of those who had more money than they knew what to do with. We traded our booty for cash with shadowy dealers, and the money we shared in the worst dens of poverty. Our creed had been called the champions of justice, but we prided ourselves on being far more than villains. I became a pirate for one simple reason. I hated the law, and I hated even more those who flaunted the law for their own self-aggrandizement. In a world I wanted a life of freedom. Whenever I stood at the prow of pirate ships, I seen its way through the waves, and I viewed the vast ocean stretching out beneath the clear blue sky. I felt enveloped in the joy of having taken limitless freedom in my own two hands, throwing in no traffic in the fear of death that taking no tool who count as human. And because I will neither age nor die, infinite time is for me infinite freedom. Not mad, would you say? I was by the ship that would be our day quarry. I was always the first to board it, springing lightly onto this deck with a shout. I am Set Balmore, now be good and hand over your money and valuables. Then taking the booty, we snatched my men and I will raise a cry of victory and leap back into our ship. I was absolutely free, nothing stood in my way, eternal life were for me with freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say? Action's Buccaneer, what kind of fancy pants nonsense is that about pirate beach? Of course, one always hears such jealous ravings in walls of life, but especially so is the thuggish word of pirates. Needless to say, I knew I had many enemies. Even a child would realize that being called a righteous Buccaneer could only increase the number of weight to me among such raping and pillaging brigands as pirate of the sea. But I didn't care about that. I could be stabbed with a knife or blasted with a cannon and I still would not die. Immortal Set, they called me, and it was literally true, not just a figure of speech. I won't get in your way, I told the other pirates, but I won't let you get in mine either. I was afraid of nothing and no one. I lived the way I wanted to live and wouldn't or shouldn't have let anyone interfere with me. I went wrong only once, but that was all it took. In a moment of carelessness, I let them capture me. Of course, that alone was nothing for me to be afraid of. As I keep mentioning, I can never age or die. It would have done them no good to try killing me. And they knew it. The most they could do would be to rough me up a little and threaten to make it worse for me next time. They had to do something to show their men how tough they were. They couldn't just let me earn in on the pirate game and pretend it never happened. So, I said, hurry up with the torture, will you? I haven't got all day. We were in a cave on a desert island. I was in a cafe and leg irons, surrounded by half a dozen huge men, all well-known pirate captain. One of them was holding a long thick chain. I get sick to my stomach just looking at your sweetie face. Come on, hurry up and beat me with the chain. Or would you rather strangle me? Whichever you choose, hurry up and get it over with. The man laughed out loud. Hurry up and get it over with, said the leader. Too bad for you, Seth. But in Spanish, you're not the kind that can be hurried. I'm just sorry you can stay with you at the end, yeah? Chimed in another man. Like a monster like you must not have all the time in the world. Okay, man, let's make it fast the way the lady wants. The king is sleeping when with the chain approached me and totally grabbed my arm from the side. They were not going to use the chain as an instrument of torture, but robbed me of my liberty. The chain me to a gigantic boulder in the cave. They were laughing so they couldn't hardly contain themselves. Just what you need, I said, in the end of the road for you. We can shoot you, we can stab you to death, so we will just lock you up. We will never come back to this island again. And even half-baked pirate like you notice places not as any sea lanes. No fishing boats even. And right about now your men have gone off looking for the wrong island. You're the only one who knows about you here, not even our crew know where we are. Nobody's coming to save you, that's for sure. You've been here forever. Can't move a muscle and you can't even die, all by yourself for the rest of eternity. With that, the man walked out of the cave, leaving me there with a single lantern. Coward, I screamed, don't run off like that, don't do this to me. But the only response was the hollow echo of my own voice in the cave. The lantern the man left behind was not meant as a kindness, but rather the opposite. It was a prop in their little dama. When he finally ran out of oil and went dark, it would impress on me the weight of eternal solitude. As long as the lamp kept glowing, I was filled with rage for the men. But when the oil was running low and the flame began to flicker, a deep anxiety assaulted me. Unable to move, I started blankly at the flame. Eternity. This world has no such thing. Or perhaps it should not have. Solitude. I was always alone. Or more precisely, I was ended up alone. It was my destiny. I could be surrounded by companions whose feelings matched my own perfectly. I could share the deepest love with another, but in the end, I would always have to lose them. Do you know what it feels like to see countless souls succumb to the death while you yourself are on the road of endless life? But in your case, Aneira, you do have some idea. As I watched the lamp in the cave went out, a world of darkness spread out before me, and there I was, alone. No more I would taste the sorrow of parting, but neither would I be able to taste the joy of meeting eternity without end, alone. I did not try shouting. People shout and scream for one reason only, because they want someone to hear them, because they believe there is someone somewhere who will hear their cries. I did, however, shed tears, which is not to say I wept. There is no way that the immortal woman pirate Seth Barmore would ever break down and cry. A tiny tremor went to the darkness, that is all it was, and then I noticed, oh, tears are coming out of me. Really, that is all it was. The hour passed, or perhaps it was days. In the darkness, I was stuck off the flow of time. There was something else I was stuck off. Before there was left for me to know stay by myself, staggering against eternal solitude, incapable even of rotting away, then what was the purpose of my living in the world? Perhaps the man who tapped me here had been right. I never returned to age or die, perhaps I was a kind of monster. Then why was such a monster living in this world? What was I supposed to do here? I didn't know the answer to that. I will never know the answer to the end of my never-ending life. I felt frustration, sorrow, but above all, fear. Eternity was threatening to me. Solitude was threatening to me. I might have been trembling, or without even the energy for that, I may have been utterly drained. Whatever it was, I was feeling it. That is when it happened. Aneira, that is when you first appeared before me. A tiny burst of life, softening the darkness, and from the life almost before I could wonder what it was, there came a voice. Are you too trapped in the prison of solitude? Who is that? In the light, the flash of white wings. Then with a sudden increase in size and brightness that seared my eyes. Accustomed to total darkness, my eye could not stand the glare, and for an instant they could not see anything at all. Grimacing, I clamped my eyes shut before daring to open them little by little. There before me, I was a pure white glowing beast. Its white wings were breathtakingly beautiful. How beautiful you were, Aneira, but yours was not a flawed beauty, no, it was subtly different. Your beauty was a cloak of loneliness. I am like you, and when I cocked my head to look at you with puzzlement, you continue. I've been looking for someone like you for a very long time, you spoke slowly, majestically. Oh, immortal woman pirate, you and I share a single destiny. You knew who I was. Together let us escape from this solitude. You make our way together, you said, your eye locked on mine. Escape from this solitude, the voice continued ringing in my ears. But I don't know who you were, I couldn't even be sure what you were, nor could I leap joyfully at the invitation one. I could not tell as friend or foe. Who are you, I asked. I am Aneira of the White Wing Clan. White Wing Clan? I had heard the name before. The White Wing Clan was said to be wondrous beasts that have become extinct in the distant past. I have heard that the White Wing Clan died out long ago, and the last one of the bloodline. The only survivor? Indeed, as I said, the last, which is why you speak of solitude. At that point, almost broke. I knew it, a weak, almost a smoking smile crept over my face. I felt myself lowering my gun as I spoke to you. My change, however, was digging deep into my flesh, and shaking in my heart as well. You used the phrase prison of solitude before, it's true. This is a prison in a room for eternity, it's a prison without bars. You nodded this word of mine and air in silence, but then you said I was in a prison too until just now. I'm sure it's true to be the only living survivor. I have spent far too long a time alone. I know what you mean. In the legend, members of the White Wing Clan are thought to live 1,000 years, but even if you were to live one on for several centuries, as a survivor you could never meet a female member of the clan of the Wing and hope to make children with her. The clan will never rise again. The sole survivor must live out the remainder of his days alone. In order to conquer his unbearable loneliness, you said, I would need someone to make her way with me. Then you looked at me and said, "Oh, pirate woman, are you not of the same mind?" I nodded in agreement. But then I made a point of smiling and said as casually as I could, "You don't have warrior only. Your beautiful face softened," you said with some embarrassment. I wondered. According to the legend, as I heard it, the clan of the White Wing are proud and love their solitude. This one increased your embarrassment, and you said that solitude has its limits. That did it. I decided to toss you there and there. Well, if that's how you feel, you should come right out and say it. I want company. Company? Alright, a companion. A companion? Exactly. So it decided I will team up with you. That ended all hesitation, just as you saw in me. Want to make your way together with it, I put my full trust in you. Let's go wild on the ice, I cried. Isn't that what to make our way together means? You mean that I should become a pirate? You don't like the idea? You paused for the space of one breath and chuckled softly. I was wanted to give it a try. No sooner were the words out of your mouth that you leaped at me. With one bite you cut to the thick chain that held me down. O wondrous beast Aneira, proud descendant of the Wyoming clan, this was how you and I first met. In the 900 years since then, we raged over the open sea more wilder than I ever had before. When I stood at the prow of our pirate ship in search of prey, you were always there beside me. We became irreplaceable partners, friends, companions, family.